We are James and Coletta Morsey. We've been serving in Chile with Baptist Missions since January of 1997. So we just completed 28 years in a church planting ministry. We were 13 years in our first church plant, and we planted a second church while we were there. And we are 15 years in our current work that literally has been restarted 4 times. So we sometimes say this is our third or fourth, fifth, and sixth church plant.
They're in a good place to grow, and they're talking about how they're going to be serving in the church. Everyone's being encouraged to really look at what their talents and their gifts are, or spiritual gifts are. People are wanting to be baptized. They're talking about a baptism service in March. One of our men is offering to do a billboard promotion at the entrance to the canyon where the church is located, to try to let people know that we are where we're located and what we offer. So there's signs everywhere. Everyone is ready to go forward, and it's an exciting time.
Yeah, the Arriba program was basically a decision we made because of what was in our hearts to try to encourage the next generation to step up in missions. We were thinking that might happen through being a West Coast rep for Baptist Missions. But when they offered us the Arriba ministry, we just saw that this gave us a concentrated time to invest in the lives of young people who already have missions on their heart.
We had two girl students come for the Arriba program last year, and we had 3 this year. And it has been such a blessing to be able to introduce them to our 3 churches, make the contacts with some of the missionaries that we know that's been involved with, supported by our churches, and just see the change, see how God has worked in their lives through culture shock, the classes that they studied at the Arriba Center in our church, and learning Spanish. That's a total dependence on the Lord as well. And to see how their Spanish has got to the level where now the guys that are with us right now are on the preaching rotation with James and Pastor Alex, and just able to minister at camp for 5 weeks now as counselors for the campers or lifeguards or maintenance crew, wherever they're asked to serve. They can do it. Their Spanish is to the point they can understand, and it's a total submersion experience there.
It was so helpful. I mean, I know the guys gleaned a lot from it. The topic was encouraging to them, but the biggest thing that I saw was just their relationships with each other. Just how they bonded over that time. And I just see that's going to be the key to these works going forward, is their helping each other and encouraging each other and getting the churches together to do the same.
As far as our timetable in Chile, the Lord has made it very clear that as the church has gotten healthier emotionally, spiritually, and going forward with us just in a support role, it's been clear that it's going to time out with our responsibilities with the Arriba program. The Arriba program is an 11-month program, and it concludes in April. So that when we escort them back to the States, we will be staying in California at that time.
these 5 pastors, just grace for them and their families to do an extremely difficult work. And specifically Alex, he needs more income. All these guys are bivocational.
Our personal prayer request is that you would pray for our daughter Lauren. She has 4 children and a husband, and she has cancer, and we're waiting for test results tomorrow, Friday, to be explained to her by the oncologist of where her cancer is located in her body and what the treatment will be. So pray with us for that and what is coming.
I think the greatest blessing for me is just seeing God raise up Alex as the pastor of the church. Just been an encouragement to us to see how the Lord is working in his life and confirming his call in his life, and the Lord's gonna continue to equip him.
The greatest blessing for me coming to Chile and being a part of 3 church plants was getting to see God work. I felt like I was on the front row seat. It was more of an adventure for our whole family to come and just see how God was going to lead this, how he was going to plant these churches. Many times it was like trying door number 1, door number 2, seeing where he was going to save people and what lives he was working or not. It really has been a faith-building experience for us and for our kids, and to see our kids are still walking in truth even though they left Chile when they were 18 to go to university. The biggest blessing is if you stay on the field long enough. James mentioned we've been here 28 years. You get to see what happens in the next generation. And we are seeing the next generation from our church plants where the kids are growing up, getting married, and they're teaching their kids about the Lord and bringing them to church. And so for me, it's huge to think there are now 3 churches in 3 areas where there was not a church, there was not a spiritual presence, and the people are there worshiping him by serving one another and bringing light to each one of those 3 communities, something that we are believing God's going to outlast us for years to come.
We have enjoyed a fruitful ministry that we won't really see completely what all that is going to be and at this time, but we trust the Lord's going to carry these works forward and continue to do his work here in Chile.